everybody. Welcome back to the Wild Thoughts Pod. I'm your co-host, Afi.
And I'm your co-host, Kat.
And we're back at it with another Reddit Confessions.
Yes!
Part 2.
I'm so excited.
We're so excited. Yeah, because it was a whole surprise last time. I was not expecting those stories.
Dude, Reddit is on another level.
We're like using their true stories as entertainment.
Yeah, I know.
It's lightly trying to give advice, but that's what Reddit is for, right? Just people posting and everyone else trying to give advice. So this is gonna be fun. We each have a couple stories just like last time. We're kind of just gonna live react to it, to each other's and to our own, because we haven't read ours, so excited about that. And Kathy's gonna start off with the first story.
But just a disclaimer that a couple of these stories talk about suicide and depression, so if you're uncomfortable with that or can't hear about that, feel free to skip this episode. Okay, so I'm so excited. This is a long one, okay? So the title is Feel Like My Boyfriend, 33 male, best friend, 29 female, is in love with him and it's affecting me. Okay, so get ready. This is long. Okay. I will try to keep this as short and to the point as possible. Appreciate you for taking time to read this in advance. You're welcome. Okay, so my boyfriend, 33 male, and I, 31 female, have been dating for about a year and a half. In the beginning, he referred to his best friend, 29 female, as his cousin. Fast forward to now, he says that is because at the time I was just another girl and our relationship was not even close to what it developed into or is now. I get it. That's weird.
Why would you say it's your cousin though?
That's a little weird.
Sus. Okay.
She lived at his house for a short period of time and he even helped her pay for the deposit on her own apartment. 70% of the things in her apartment are his. It's like it's his apartment too. Oh my god, this is weird. I didn't read this one, so I'm live reacting.
Yeah,
okay.
That's so weird.
My boyfriend is very good looking, charismatic, funny, weird. I like weird. And his creativity and emotional intelligence continues to blow my mind to this day. For the first time in my life, I'm thinking wedding bells and children, ... I feel like I found my person, except for this one hump I cannot seem to get over. Valid. For about the first year of our relationship, she refused to meet me or hang out. It was out of the question. He always made excuses for her like she doesn't like anyone, she's a loner, etc., etc. I was very patient about this for a while because our relationship continued to move forward regardless. However, I found out she was religiously and constantly stalking my IG during this time. Once I caught wind, I started to pay more attention to this girl who doesn't want to meet anyone, quotes. I would post something via social media and within the same day or a couple of days after, she would post something that ironically enough would be in relation to or resembled my most recent post. Ah! That's gross.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so, no.
Ew. Okay, the first time it happened, I mentioned it to him and his response was, she's protective, she's crazy, etc., etc.
Now every time calling your cousin crazy?
Yeah, every time
or just
a guy
a female
calls someone crazy,
general.
I'm like,
bitch, you're wrong. You know it's the guys wrong when they call the other woman crazy.
Exactly. She was clearly very invested in me and my life, yet she didn't care to meet me, just stalk me all day long via social media. Red flag. Period. That's a red flag.
For real. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. I had blocked her for about 3 months, and in order to keep peace, I decided to unblock her and not think anything of it, but still keep an occasional eye out. As soon as I unblocked her, the passive-aggressive stalking and posts continued. It's almost like she checked every single day for 3 months to see if she was unblocked. Okay. We started getting into fights about it, and he said he saw my point, so he made a point for us to meet. So we did. She didn't say much, but apparently she never does, unless it's him. After that, I have invited her out with us one other time since then, and she did come. Same thing, didn't really say much. From what he tells me, he is pretty much her only friend and also doesn't like a lot of people in general. So it's pretty much his only friend too. Oh, also he doesn't like a lot of people.
He doesn't like a lot of people. What the hell?
Okay. She has not had a boyfriend this entire time, even though he says she has tried dating. Here's an example of how our typical weeks go. Him and I will hang out for a few hours after work, sleep, work, repeat. I get one day out of the weekend, my days off, to hang out with him because guess who the other day is for? Her. Every single weekend for as long as we develop this solid relationship. Quotes. Oh my god. Okay, wait. This is not over.
What the hell?
Okay. Her and I had conversation via social media and we are now friends on there. Now she can stalk all she wants. I did it just because I'd like to move over this hump and move toward common grounds. She apologized for being crazy, quotes, and stated that she was acting out because he is like her brother mentor and felt like I was taking him away from her. There have been numerous times in our relationship where I feel he has put her first or made decisions with her without even considering my opinion beforehand. I constantly feel like I'm put into a corner, and quite frankly, their little world, quote, is bothersome. I'm trying to make peace with the situation, but I cannot get over how invested they are in each other. I also like to note, rarely do they hang out in groups. It's always just him and her. And not once has she ever invited me to something they do. He expresses that time with his friends is important, with me not included. And unfortunately, because she's a girl and also has no friends, this is the way that it is. Okay, so now she's asking for help. She's like...
Oh my god.
She's like, what the fuck do I do to make peace with this? I cannot help feel like she's in love with him. I've had the vibe since the beginning. If you saw her posts, you'd think they were dating. How do I feel comfortable with this? While I simultaneously know he's in love with me and he has known I'm his number one priority in many ways, but can't help but feeling like this will never change. I'm continuously trying to give them both the benefit of the doubt, keep the peace and find balance, but every time I think I find it, something stirs up. They are in constant contact on a daily basis. They say love you to each other, call each other bestie. I saw your face. And I can't help but want to rip my hair out over seeing both sides to the story while fearing the elephant in the room. And I know at the end of the day, she very well could be, but it's on him as to what he does with it, and I feel very confident that he's in love with me. But how can I just be okay knowing this and continuing to allow their little world to continue? Something's gotta give.
Bro, break up with him. Bro, break up with him.
Dude,
no.
If my boyfriend was hanging out with his friend alone all the time and I knew that she liked him, immediately no.
It's clear that, like, she's either very but, like, when you're protective of someone, I don't know. First, that's toxic. When you're very possessive, regardless of whether they're your friend or your boyfriend, like, that shouldn't be a thing, even if they're just friends. So that's just a red flag. And if he can't make boundaries, then he's garbage too.
Exactly. Like I understand.
She's already odd.
Yeah. Like I understand you can have a friend from before you started dating and like you're very close, whatever. But when you start dating, the polite thing to do is to invite the girlfriend to hang out with you too.
Of course.
But and she's like, she didn't want to hang out with her at all. So that's red flag.
It's also that, like, since that's her only friend and him too, they create a very deep connection that can, like, that's kind of how you start to date too, in a way, you know? Unless you're really not, like, attracted in that way, but it's like eventually you're forming such a deep, like, emotional connection to, I don't know what they, like, talk about with their friends. I'm assuming, you know, 100%. And he doesn't have any other friends either. Yeah. So it's like, is that your girlfriend number two? Like,
yeah, exactly. And they caught, like, because they're each other's only friends, like, for sure there's some codependence there, so he doesn't want to give that up. But the best friend seems like she's very clingy towards him and doesn't want the girlfriend to take him away. I mean.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like that's always strange when someone phrases stuff like that. Like, I don't want you to take them away. It's such a, like, weird thing. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird concept of, like, I don't own, like, no one's taking anything away. Like, it's just weird.
Like, they're their own person.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that I think it's fine if you're hanging out with your friends and you're dividing, like, you're trying to divide your time equally. But it's just the circumstance, like a whole day dedicated to just one other, like, person. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't think your relationship should always have, like, be more than your friendships. Like, sometimes they can be equal. But given that it's like just one other girl, like it's strange.
And it's like he's acting like it's a non-negotiable. He needs the whole day with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what's
which is like weird. Like, why couldn't you just hang out for a couple hours? Like, you know what I mean? And like, or not even every week. Like, why? Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's his only friend, so I get it. But if you're already still not that social, if you only have one. Yeah. I'm sorry, but if you don't like people, right? So that means you wouldn't need to hang out with them every week necessarily. So I don't know. I would just say and it's just too much to deal with.
She was like posting posts that
like that's that. Weird.
You know what? I feel for that girl because 100% the boyfriend was probably like, oh my god, my girlfriend's crazy and wouldn't. I feel like guys don't pick up on that, but girls do.
Yeah, we're very like observant. Like we'll know, but they'll be like, no, why would they ever? In a way, I'm like, oh, is it a coincidence? But no, it's too exact for it to be a coincidence. Exactly.
She said she unblocked her and then it started happening again
when she unblocked her.
That's I don't want to use the word crazy, but that's like very weird behavior.
That's very possessive, jealous. Yes. Like it's a they're toxic traits.
Yeah.
I think is just leave because at the end of the day she's a big part of your boyfriend's life and it's gonna go into your life and it's just ruining like the problem is the boyfriend and his friend, so you can't really fix that if he's not willing to, like, change things drastically.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly like you said, if he's not willing to build that boundary, it's gonna be like this the entire time you're dating.
Yeah, and like you said too, they're codependent. It's not just her on him on her too, like, so
I don't like
maybe they should just date each other.
Yeah, literally at that point, I'm like, I would need like to my boyfriend, I think you're actually in love with her, so I'm gonna leave.
Yeah,
I'm gonna remove myself from this situation.
Because I don't think you can really fix it because it's up to him too. At the end of the day, you've done what you can. And there's so many other guys, like,
exactly. Please. You don't want to deal with this during your entire relationship. That can get exhausting, and that's gonna create resentment on both ends.
Exactly. Or you can just be single for a while, like, or forever. Well, not forever, but for as long as you want. Like, like, I don't think it's necessary to be in a relationship right away. But I'm just saying, if you're looking for that, then there are plenty of other options, I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe not good ones, but there are some. Maybe better than this situation. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My God, that was a great one to start with.
I know, that was intense. So this one's long too, guys. So get ready. Get comfortable. So this one's called My Dad is Useless and an Embarrassment. Sorry, I don't know why I can't speak today. But yeah, okay. So it starts. When I was younger, I thought my dad was a great dad. He divorced my mom when I was 4 years old. From the second I was born to 7 years old, I lived with my nanny. She was the only mother figure I had. My dad was always away on business trips, so I rarely got to see him. When I was 8 years old, I immigrated to the US because my dad was getting remarried. Almost 10 years has passed and I have finally realized that my dad never had a job that could support his family. It was my grandma all along that is still supporting us. My grandma has 4 children, my 2 aunties, 60 plus female and 45 plus female, and my uncle, 60 plus male. My dad was the 3rd child. He was my grandpa's favorite. Not only was he successful in his studies, he was able to get into the top universities. During my dad's 20s and 30s, he had many startup companies that all ended in failure. So my grandma and grandpa would have to pay off his debt. I'm a firm believer that getting into a top university does not mean that you have what it takes to become a successful person. A lot of people who cannot afford to get an education are able to have 6-figure salaries. Moving on, my dad is currently a mentally ill 56-year-old with no income for the past 26 years. He solely relies on the income of my grandma's leased land and his second wife's job. I have grown to love my stepmom and I feel really bad for the things she has to endure because of my dad. My stepmom teaches at 2 colleges part-time and also has private students, a piano teacher. Without my dad, she can truly have a better life. Although my dad has no income, he lives his life to the fullest, buying whatever he wants, eating whatever he wants. He's He's a manipulative son of a bitch. No consideration for others. In his eyes, the only person that matters is himself. He refuses to get a California? What is that? CA driver's license, because when he gets speeding tickets, he will either show his international driver's license or his New York license so he doesn't get fined. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Once we were in Arizona, he got 3 speeding tickets at the same traffic light. Instead of paying the tickets, he sold the car he got the tickets in and bought a new car.
What the hell? What logic?
Oh my god. Because he has no California driver's license, my stepmom has to sign the car in her name. So every speeding ticket my dad has ever gotten in California is on the car that has my stepmom's name. So he's never the one with a record. Oh, that's so bad. Since my dad has a need to drive the best cars, we change cars every few years. There's currently one Mercedes SUV and Mercedes sedan and a Volkswagen Golf all under my mom's name. Oh my god. When my grandma doesn't send him enough money, my mom has to pay the monthly payment of 3 cars, our house mortgage, all the gas and water and electric bills.
How is she still with him?
Oh my god. When I visit my relatives in my hometown, my dad would always try to keep me away so they don't tell me the truth behind all of his mistakes. Currently, he sleeps from 10:30 to 11 p.m. to 12:30 to 1 in the afternoon. Takes a nap number 2 after eating lunch. His existence is a burden to all of us, and I wish he would just die. Ooh. In December, I had a mental breakdown from the stress of exams. My dad called the cops on me for being crazy and psychotic. I could have told the police my dad punched me in the face last week while I was in the car with him because I didn't want to go somewhere with him, but I didn't since I didn't think it would get this bad. He cannot take any criticism from anyone and is verbally abusive to everyone. We constantly have to walk on eggshells around him. He's a narcissist that thinks he walks around without a care in the world because he will always have someone to whip his ass. Nobody in my family knows how to deal with his behavior. On the outside, he might look like a kind-hearted person that is willing to do favors for anyone, but the truth is he has to rely on his daughter to make any sort of calls or reservations. Instead of doing what he is supposed to do, like support his own family, he's willing to go above and beyond for mere outsiders. There's a psychological flaw that he's not willing to admit. My mom suggests to my aunt that they go to marriage counseling, but as soon as my dad heard this, he blew up on the whole family, slamming doors and screaming. There's nothing more annoying than an egotistical maniac breathing the same air as me. I would rather stay an orphanage than to live under the same roof as him. He threatens to kick my mom out of the house during every fight just because he bought it. What's funnier is after the initial payment on the current house we live in, he has not used the money my grandma gave him to pay for the house. My mom has been the sole provider of this house for the past 8 years. I guess I'm writing this because I'm truly tired from all the stress and anxiety he has caused me. Ever since I was little, every moment is controlled by him. The friends I make, the friends I don't make, the activities I'm involved in, everything. I know I'm not a super bright person that can get into an Ivy League college, but I just want to escape from him and live a life where I can be comfortable in my own home. Whoa. I needed to close my eyes.
Holy shit.
I know, that was long, so there was a lot to digest. But what do you think?
Like, first of all, if I was a child, I literally go to the stepmom and be like, adopt me and divorce his ass, please, because I can't.
That would be so good. Yeah, because then you would have like a care. But do they automatically, like after they become your stepmom, even if they, wouldn't it automatically after a certain amount of time, both of them become your legal guardians, even though they're your stepmom?
I don't know, actually. I feel like you still need to do the paperwork to, like, fully adopt them.
Yeah, it could be.
Or, like, even go to your grandmother and be like, adopt me, because I don't want this child
and the
as
money,
my father.
The money the grandma gave to buy the house, he didn't use it.
That's fucked up.
He just used
and now he's using the one thing that he bought against everyone.
Even though But isn't the mom paying the mortgage and everything? Like,
but it's under
or
his
she's
name.
The sole provider. Yeah.
So he's throwing that in their faces, like, I'm gonna kick you out of my house. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna take the cars then. Yeah. I'm gonna take your child. Yeah. Give her a better life.
You're gonna have to pay your speeding tickets. But it's low-key smart though, because he has an international driver's license, I think, and a Arizona or whatever, but he doesn't have a California, New York.
He probably uses it to be like, oh, I'm not from here.
Exactly. So every car, like, he could just buy a new car through his wife.
That's fucked
and
up.
then not pay the tickets.
I don't understand how people are this devious.
Like, to your own child. Seriously, something must be wrong with you. Like,
I don't understand.
But I can understand, like, the frustration, because, like, even my mom in my household, she's, like, the main provider because she's the one who's just able to work more now. So it can get frustrating, and it creates, like, a hard relationship with either one of the parents. And,
money
like, you start to resent them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you see, like, I don't know, I think because, like, traditionally it's more the men that are the carriers and the financial givers, whatever. So when you see the opposite, it hurts more because it's like, I don't know, it just, when you see your mom working more, I feel like, well, like,
but I think it's also the fact that he's not even trying to contribute.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, at least, like, your parents, like, your dad does stuff. You
no,
know what I mean?
Exactly. No, for sure. But, like, I feel like, oh my, the resentment for her dad for this, 100%. For the child, like, I would, like,
but it's also,
I would want to
he's being super abusive towards. He called a cop on her for crying, basically.
Yeah, exactly. What the? And wait, didn't he hit her?
She said he hit her in the car.
In the car with him, because I didn't want to.
I think you need
because he didn't want to go somewhere. I think he has serious issues. First of all, it's more than just like the fact that he doesn't work. But why doesn't he work? Like, does it say anywhere?
He tried to have his own companies and kept failing. So
they failed. Yeah, and he was good in his studies. Yeah,
he's
but
probably someone who doesn't want to work.
He likes to be an entrepreneur, but it didn't work out. Maybe he got discouraged, but like...
Or I feel like he thought it would be an easy way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
To be your own boss.
Oh my god, that's sad for the girl. I feel like, you would just need to leave that family once you're financially stable. Freaking take your stepmom, your mom with you.
And if he hits you again, take pictures and report that shit.
Yo, seriously. Then it said that he divorced the biological mom when I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay. So I didn't catch that part. Her mom is still alive.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure. So he divorced my mom when I was 4 years old. From the second I was born to 7 years old, I lived with my nanny.
Okay,
she was the only mother figure. So the mom just decided not to be part of her life.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't have a relationship with her real mom. That's why I'm like, if your stepmom can adopt you and like take you away from that.
And the stepmom is miserable, like, clearly.
Yeah, literally.
But why didn't I know why we're always like, why doesn't she just leave? But I know it's hard because you learn to love the person, you love them obviously, but now it's come to this point where it's like, oh my god.
That's really hard to deal with.
Wow. I don't know what advice to give other than just like try and like leave like once you can and try to take your stepmom.
She didn't say how old she was either.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I'm like, if you're under 18, try to get someone of your family members to adopt you.
Yeah.
But even like
maybe if she has other
aunts or uncles,
like her aunts. But then, because the aunts and uncles seem somewhat normal because she was saying how, I think the aunt was saying for them to go to couples therapy and the dad overheard and like lost his shit. So she was actually trying to like give reasonable like advice. So it seems that maybe she can go to, but also it's like when it's like, even though it's her family, it's also her dad's family and like the siblings. So it's like
it like puts everyone in a hard situation. That's why I feel like the not easy way out, but the easier way to probably get out of that situation is to have the stepmom adopt you. Yeah, but I know also the stepmom is in love with your father, so it's probably really hard for her also. It's just a hard situation.
Yeah, I think that regardless of whether you can convince your stepmom or not, you need to leave because you don't want to be stuck in that loop either, you know? Mm-hmm. And your stepmom's her own person, so if she decides to stay after all of that and even you trying, like, you shouldn't just like wait for her either. even though that sucks. Like, it sucks, but
yeah.
No,
oh my god.
Whoa.
Wishing you the best.
These stories. Oh yeah, wishing you the best. Hope you're okay. Sometimes people post updates. It'd be, I know. God, maybe if I find updates, but okay.
Let's get into the next one. So now let's get into some short ones just to take a little break. So the next one I have, why does my sneaky link tell me when he's with another girl?
No, I already cringed.
Okay.
Oh my god.
For those of you who don't know who a sneaky link is, because I know older generation might be listening to this, a sneaky link is like when you have someone on the side, so like your side chick, side piece.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or it could also just be a friends with benefits situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you. Is it usually like assuming that you have your girlfriend, then you have a side?
You know what?
Or I think it's just like a friend, like a casual
hookup thing.
Well, thing. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and maybe you have many, but anyways, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this. Okay. I've been hooking up with an old coworker for about 8 months now. Wait, I'm laughing already. Okay. A few years ago, we had a non-physical but highly emotional connection, then went our separate ways. Oh, okay.
Non-physical, emotional. Oh shit! You can't be a sneaky that is twisted. Okay. No.
We recently reconnected and now have decided on friends with benefits only. We talk usually just a little bit every day, and both know that the other talks to and sees other people. He's way more promiscuous than I am. I've decided to keep him as a sexual partner because he understands my boundaries and limits, and we have very good communication about what we want sexually. In short, he makes me feel safe and comfortable when with him. Good. However, I don't understand why he tells me when he's about to go do something physical with another girl. I feel like he tries to make me jealous. However, if I flirt too much with him or he thinks I'm getting too close, he always reminds me that we will never have a relationship. I've always respected that, and I've never tried to convince him that I want something more. Sometimes he asks who I'm with. He says he doesn't care, but I feel like he does. I know everyone on here will probably tell me to cut him off, but it's hard when I'm so comfortable physically. I'm so confused.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I think she is right. I think he is interested because they mentioned it was very important that they developed an emotional connection first.
Exactly.
And then they decided to just have a physical, which I was like confused about because I'm like, if you had a strong emotional, why did you just say, okay,
because probably like they probably like
they didn't want to get into a relationship.
Because what did it
true. And then because they had a good bond,
reconnected, so they probably were not as close anymore. And then they were like, oh, because I'm comfortable with you, let's just start this.
And you find each other. Yeah, that's true. And also,
But if you had an emotional connection first, you don't think that's gonna spill into the physical?
For sure. But it seems like she is the one who is respecting the boundary. It's more him that's giving issues. And like, I get it. Even if you're not, like, you don't want to know about your sneaky link, what he's doing with his other sneaky links.
It's
like,
weird.
That's none of my business. Like, bye. I think he is trying to make her jealous. But do guys do that? Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I guess in general, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, you can do that.
But it's like I feel like he has feelings towards her, but he doesn't want to screw up whatever's happening because she said, like, if I try to flirt too much or I get too close, he's like pushing me away.
Right.
So maybe he has feelings towards her, but doesn't want to be in a serious relationship. And he's like, I need to backtrack here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys are confusing.
Yeah, it's weird. Why can't you just say what you're thinking?
Please,
why do you have to read your mind? I would say because she said, oh, like, I know what you all are going to say, cut him off. I think you have to, like, communicate that boundary and tell him. Because I think the main thing that's bothering her is that he's telling her about this stuff. So you should be like, look, let's create a rule where because we're not trying to get attached or whatever, just have it, like, be mixed up. Don't tell me about your other, because that has nothing to do with us. So if we want to keep it simple and just physical, like why are you coming here venting or telling me about your experiences? Tell your guy friends that, or whatever, your friends in general. So I think if you just tell him that, and because there's nothing, you're not a relation, like an exclusive, like romantic relationship, so there shouldn't be an issue. He shouldn't have his feelings hurt. Like it should be fine. Like just,
exactly.
Yeah, just tell him.
Exactly. I feel like that's the only advice. Like just build that boundary and communicate it.
Boundaries are the key to everything.
Literally. My God, that's so weird though. I feel for you.
I know, that is so, I mean, like, it's nice that, like, he makes her feel safe and all that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, why is he being weird? I wonder if there'd be
maybe he's gonna spill something.
His feelings. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
When she talks
Part
to him.
2. Oh my God.
We would love an update.
We would love.
Oh my God.
Interesting stories.
Okay.
Whoa.
Let's get into the next one.
So the title is, I think my boyfriend has some kind of personality disorder, ? So, just a quick note that I'm more than well aware that I'm not a mental health professional and I'm in no place to diagnose anyone. The title makes me cringe, but I wasn't sure what else I could where else I could talk about this. In a conversation comparing myself with siblings to him as an only child, he confided in me that he had imaginary friends as a kid. A girl and a boy his age that apparently had no faces and just were more so ideas of kids that lived in the vent that was always near his bed.
That's so creepy.
His bed as a little kid.
I'd be like, were you haunted?
I'm trying not to laugh, but like the way, like in a vent. Okay. He just rationalized it as their home being in the furnace. Okay. He then starts saying how they never left him and even grew older with him. I didn't question it until he was...
I think he's haunted. I don't think he has a personality disorder. I think he has an attachment. Oh my God.
Wait, what? Okay, I didn't question it. It's a furnace. Oh my God. Okay. I didn't question it until he was talking about being able to multitask, but I've seen the man in action and he really does play video games while listening to music and have something to watch nearby all at once. But he's telling me how he can probably have a good conversation with anybody because he can see from all different opinions. What the fuck does that mean? He said he has... I don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
He said he has full internal conversations. Conversations to this day with the same people. And he says that's just how he thinks. What does that mean? I grilled him a little bit and asked if they think differently from him. And he said that's why. What? I don't understand. Wait, okay. I grilled him a little bit and asked if they think differently. So the imaginary people think differently from him. And he said that's why. But he doesn't think it's any bit interesting or strange. He just says that's just how he thinks. I know I'm kind of way too self-aware with my own mental health and just fascinated in general by the way we all process things differently, mentally or emotionally. Is this more common than I think? Does anyone else think like this? I feel like it's healthier to just not dive into anything going on in his mind if it isn't harming him or anyone else. I just pieced this whole theory together after always hearing him talk out loud to himself. And then when I asked what? Looks at me like I'm crazy and says he never spoke a word. Earlier today, he also told me...
He's haunted. That's
oh my God. Okay. Earlier today, he also told me, well, if you just give us a minute, because I was bitching about losing something, LOL. The whole thing just really intrigues me. What the... I'm so confused. Okay. What?
So, 2 things. It's either he is haunted and he has attachments... Yeah. Or he made up these people. Like a lot of times when you have imaginary friends, child? It's like your way of coping with trauma. You know what I mean?
And he developed it as a child, so it could be something happened, or maybe he was just really like any traumatic thing where like, oh shit.
So
he definitely I think should speak to someone about that.
Yeah, I think he should go to therapy, but I don't
think he thinks he has an issue. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a personality disorder.
No, because she said that what made her question it was multitasking, but like a lot of people do that where they like play video games, have TV. That's just our generation, our attention span. But then I didn't understand the whole thing about conversation, because multiple personality is not like being able to do different things. It's putting on a whole different personality.
Because she said like he has he told me he has full conversations in his mind with these people. But I don't think that's not normal.
That's like,
you know what I mean?
mental issue.
No, but I think like it's just like him like
coping some way,
like
or
communicating to himself. You know what I mean? Like when you think internally, I think that's just he just has.
Yeah, I think she didn't know how to word it too, because she said she cringed at the time. I think she just wasn't sure. Maybe you just need to clarify. Unless I'm not sure what a personality disorder is, and I'm like misunderstanding.
No, but I don't think it's that.
Yeah, even though we're not health professionals either, but
what gave me the push to be like he is haunted was when you were like he was talking and she said what, and he's like I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know.
He's haunted.
Bro, and then after, I know that's kind of scary though. I'd be scared. I don't know how she's like.
Me too. I'd be
I feel like
we need an exorcist in here.
I know. I'd call like whatever religion or not religion you follow, some tradition, if anything. But I was like, what was I gonna say? Oh, then at one point he was talking to himself out loud, and she lost something or whatever, and she was like saying, I lost it, whatever. And then he's like, give us a minute.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you're haunted. You're haunted. Have you ever seen that movie where, I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's Just Like Heaven. I don't think it's that one though. But there's this movie about this kid who got ghosts attached to him, and he sees them from like as a kid. And because of that, when he turned into an adult, I think he still saw them. So I'm thinking it's a haunting.
This is scary.
I
didn't think I'd be reading a haunting story, to be honest. I thought it was a personality disorder.
I don't know what advice to give you other than try to talk him into therapy.
Yeah.
Because it could be trauma, too.
Yeah, and I think definitely other people need to become aware of this. Like, I don't know if his parents are around or, like, someone he can talk to. Because, I feel like she's, like, writing this calmly. I'd be like...
Yeah, I'd be
I'm moving out or like going somewhere else, and I'm gonna help you figure it out from a distance. Because like if my partner was just talking to someone like out loud, like having so freaked out.
I watched too many horror movies for this.
Yeah, and not like just talking to yourself. Because when you're talking to yourself, you're not waiting for someone's reply, right? It's a whole conversation. But imagine just hearing like one sentence and then it not flowing because an imaginary person is talking, but you can't hear them. And I'd be like, what?
Yeah. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna leave.
But he's definitely aware that he has imaginary friends because he mentioned it to her, so he knows they're imaginary, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. I think you're just gonna have to help him out in terms of like seeing a professional.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think it's personality disorder.
Me neither.
Something else.
Okay, hold on. I need a break from that.
Yeah, because in the middle, I wasn't understanding what she was writing. I've seen that.
Her explanations to why she thinks he has a personality disorder.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah.
It seems like normal stuff.
What is he? I don't get what we were saying. He's telling me how he can probably have a good conversation with anybody because he can see from all different opinions to this day with the same people, and he says that's just how he thinks. Okay, he's justifying him talking to his imaginary friends as thinking, but why don't you talk to real people?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, his internal thing is to imagine that there's someone talking back to him. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't think that's not normal. Not. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just another way of people...
Oh, you think it's normal?
I just think, like, because I don't personally
But he thinks they're... Yeah, but they're imaginary people that.
But he recognizes
how can you have? Yeah, but how can you have a conversation if at the end of the day your mind is making up the conversation? It's not like an actual person making statements. Like it's in your own head, so you're the one coming up with the conversation.
I get that, but it's the way that he.
But it's in like an illusion
and decides things.
Oh, okay.
It's not him having a conversation and he's like talking in his head first and then replying to the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what it. Like it just things. Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. What? It's a weird situation.
Oh, and she asked if they think differently from him, and he said that's why. But I didn't understand that part. That's
I think
why,
she means, like, that's how he... Like, I'm taking it as if, like, he has a conversation in his head to weigh his options when he's, like, deciding something.
True.
But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But that's, like, different from imaginary friends. Yeah. Anyways. Whoa. This is too much. Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let's get into mine.
Take it away,
my next story is also kind of long, and I found it on Twitter. So it's gonna be read as this person retelling a Reddit story, but on Twitter. So just like,
okay, they're retelling a Reddit story. Okay, yeah,
okay,
sounds good.
So it starts. Just read a story on Reddit about a woman who married this man after 2 months of dating, met his family months later, and his mom was always standoffish towards her. Anytime they'd plan a trip to a getaway cabin or hiking in a remote area, they'd stop and visit the family on the way. And every single time she'd eat there, she'd get extremely sick to where they'd always have to cancel their romantic getaways. Eventually, she realized she was the only one severely sick, and it wasn't a coincidence. She realized that her mother-in-law was poisoning her, but had no proof. So one time, she swapped her plate with her husband's, and this time he got sick.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Once her husband recovered, she told him what she did, and he got angry, like domestic abuse angry, and she fled to a friend's house and ignored his calls for 2 days.
He got angry at her?
Yeah. And domestically abused her.
Oh my God, okay.
Finally, when she turned her phone on, she had a message from the police. Okay, I don't think this is actually that long. Turns out her husband ended up confronting the mom with a knife, and the mom shot him dead. The mom later told the woman she was protecting her because she suspected her son killed his former wife for her life insurance money, and feared he would do the same to her on their getaways. So to keep her alive, she'd make her sick to the point that she couldn't physically go to these remote areas with him. After investigating, the woman found out her husband's ex-wife died on a hiking trip with him, and he inherited tons of money in life insurance. She later found out her now dead husband took out a bunch of life insurance policies in her name without her knowledge in that short time they were married. So it all added up. Anyway, that wasn't the ending I expected.
What? I was not excited. I thought it was like the mother-in-law.
I know.
Mother-in-law is jealous. Like, she was.
I honestly, when I first started reading this, I'm like, oh, the mother-in-law is in love with her son. Like.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel like it's more common than you think. Like,
big plot twist there though.
But I feel like, why couldn't she have just taken the girl aside, explained her suspicions, and like tried to protect her that way instead of like poisoning her?
But I feel like she was probably scared that the husband would be onto her.
Yeah, like her son would
because he went to threaten her with a knife after. So,
and then she shot him.
That's fucked up. That is so fucked up.
Like her own son. That takes a lot of balls. Like. Because a lot of moms are always going to be like, oh no, because, bias and like, it's your son, so you're going to try to protect them. And
but if she
even if they do things that are...
But if she already had suspicions about him killing his wife, she was probably like, I need to protect myself.
But why didn't she report the other things if she had... Because
she didn't have proof.
I know she didn't have proof, yeah, it's true. But wait, so let's say he went on a hike with his former wife and he probably pushed her off the cliff or something?
For her life insurance money. That's fucked up. That's so scary.
Why are people so desperate for money? After a certain amount, it doesn't even make a difference how much money you have. Because you don't even know what to do with it. Dude, what?
Ugh, that's so scary.
And there's so many other ways to get money that...
Seriously.
Clearly there's something wrong with the guy, obviously. Psychologically. Yeah.
But it was also the fact, they got married after 2 months of dating. So the mom was like, red flag. You know?
Yeah, but even the girl, though, didn't she think maybe she was really in love with him like that? But
exactly.
2 months is so soon. Did the mom wasn't charged with she was just self-defense, right? That's what she didn't go to jail or anything.
If the boyfriend...
If he came with a knife, yeah.
If the
son.
Oh my God, I couldn't find the word. If the son came at her with a knife, then yeah. Oh, okay. No advice there because the situation's done.
I can't believe people that happens.
That
must be so scary.
I don't get it.
Oh, wow. She poisoned her to protect her. That's crazy. That's really creative.
That's also insane,
but,
to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wasn't there another way you could do instead of poisoning her? Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I know she was scared of, but what if and maybe the wife wouldn't believe her right away because maybe she's like, oh, the mother-in-law's weird, whatever. But if she maybe took her aside and was like, look, I have proof.
Because it said that she only met the family months after they got married. So probably the husband was like, I don't want to introduce you because maybe he also suspected that the mom knew something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god. And also weird. He had made a bunch of life insurance in her name, the current.
That's so scary.
Oh my, that's so scary because this gives me so many trust issues. Even though I'm not like that in general, but thinking about some you never know who you're with.
It's always that thing you never really know a person because this could happen. This could be anybody.
I know. Thankfully, we haven't met any people like this.
Knock on wood.
I know, knock on wood, because look at these people. I don't know, is it obvious when you meet a weirdo or is it not obvious? How are you supposed to know?
No, seriously. Oh my God. Really fucked up.
This is, whoa, crazy. Anyways. Okay, this one's honestly, I didn't really look into it, but so the title, I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm excited. So it says, the title is literally, Man, I Just Need to Vent. So it's a venting paragraph, but it's long, okay? Say this all started about a week ago. So I like this girl at my school. We're pretty close friends at this point, but I want to be more than friends. I had a limited time. What is with people and their grammar mistakes, okay?
Oh my God.
I have limited time only though because she's moving schools next year and I don't know if I'll talk to her ever again. I put myself in well shape. I draped some cologne on every morning. I got my hair cut and I just tried to look good in general. My plan seems to be working, but then some of my classmates caught on. They said, we know you're into this girl or something along the lines of that. So at recess, we get together. Recess? Okay.
Yeah,
at recess.
How young are you?
How old are you on Reddit? Okay.
Wait, there was recess in high school, right? I guess.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
okay.
So it's probably in high school, yeah. He, she. So at recess, we get together and talk like we normally would. A girl and a guy come up to us and start making some snarky comments. What a cute couple. You guys look so cute
high school.
together.
I hate high school. Oh my God.
know. And aw, just look at them. What a fucking cock block.
I'm not expecting that. Oh my God.
I was mad, but it didn't really matter. But the girl after that looked really uncomfortable. After that, she wouldn't say hi to me in the hallways anymore. We didn't talk that much, and it was just awkward between us. On Friday, she wasn't at school because she was going to New York for March break. In class, we were watching a documentary on water. It's called Watermark, by the way. Okay. I didn't really pay attention.
Good to know.
Good to know. I didn't really pay attention to the movie because of my ADHD. I was just with my own thoughts for 2 hours. My mind races with this girl. She's the only thing that makes me happy. But at this point, I realized that I fucked up. I rushed things with her and I made her embarrassed and uncomfortable. If she doesn't want me, she doesn't want me. That's fine. She's her own person. I'm not going to be mad at her for it. But damn, shit made me sad. A rush of depression and suicidal thoughts hit me like a train. Oh no. I've been dealing with depression for about 4 years now, but I've been doing a lot better up until this point. It's been 6 months since I've had any thoughts of suicide. This hit me harder than usual because I haven't been depressed for a long time. People noticed and they asked me if I was okay. I just did the usual, I'm fine, because I didn't really want to talk about it. There's this kid that doesn't really know me, but we're friends-ish now, so he asked me what's up. He's new here and didn't know what I've gone through like the other kids. I just told him that I was okay, but he knew something was wrong. So I caved in and I explained what I've been through the last 4 years and why I'm like this now. I didn't tell him about the girl because I knew that it was childish and I'd get over it soon enough. That made me feel a lot better, but I was still feeling down. He told me everything's going to be fine, what everyone tells me. The rest of the day went like that. Nothing else happened. When I got home, I played my comfort album, Man on the Moon, and called it a day. Saturday, I didn't do anything because I was still feeling depressed. Today, I told myself that I'd fix this, so I told my mom that I was taking a long walk. This walk helped me so much. I walked like 5 kilometers. I was blasting good music in my ears and I was just enjoying myself. There was a point where there was a crossing to a trail. It wasn't cleared of snow because the city doesn't do that. There was a lot of snow as I live in Toronto. It looked very slippery.
A Canadian story.
Yeah. Canada represent. It was a fuck it moment, so I went for it. I slipped and almost fell like 3 times. Oh no. But it wasn't the first time. It was the first time in a while. I felt sheer joy. I didn't know what it was. Maybe it was the danger, maybe it was acting like a kid again, but it didn't matter. I was happy. When I got home, I said hi to my mom and dad. My mom and dad don't have the best relationship. I've only grown up in a constant fighting and bickering between them. I never knew what real love looked like. A couple hours pass, I play some video games, take a shower, and listen to more music with my younger brother. My mom comes back from delivering food with my dad. My mom sells tamales, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that right, on the weekend. Yeah, how Kathy said. And an hour or so pass, and I'm in my room. Then I hear yelling. I decide to get some water and watch because I know shit won't escalate that much if a kid is watching. I was wrong. My dad called my mom a pendija. What is that? Pendija. That's...
Pendija? Pendea?
Pende... Was that how you say it? What is that?
Is it slut?
It's not in English, obviously.
Yeah, it's in Spanish.
Pendea. Sorry, J. Yeah, the J is like a Y. Okay.
It might be. Oh yeah. I think puta is slut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. That's what set my mom off. My mom started to throw tomatoes at my dad. I told her to not do that but then she threw a plate at him. That's what crossed the line. I started to yell at them. I called them both immature for doing that, and I went on a rant on how they need to get their shit together. They didn't listen. They went on. Then I started to break down, something I promised I wouldn't do. I just yelled that I'm tired of this shit. I seriously can't take it anymore. This has been going on since I can remember. There's not one memory of me seeing them love each other. This has got me convinced that love isn't real. I kept yelling at them that it's their fault I'm like this. I'm just so tired, man. I just started crying. My dad went to check on my brother who was playing with his piano in his room. He's naive and doesn't know much about what's going on. It was just my mom and me. I was bawling my eyes out. Then my mom goes, "Oh, come on, suck it up. You know how much I've been through and you have it easy." Oh, the mom was saying, "Oh, suck it up. You know how much I've been through. You have it easy." She goes on a rant on how I have it so much better than her because she had to grow up in a civil war in El Salvador. But she always fucking does this whenever she's in the wrong and she plays the victim. I hate this about her, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. Then she says, "And I know what's going on with you too." I asked her what it is, but she dodged that question like a politician. I was just so pissed at her at this point. I just excused myself and headed to my room. The pure rage, sadness, and joy I felt the past week has got my mind all jumbled. Man, I'm just so exhausted by everything, and I just want a car to hit me and put me out of my misery. Man, I'm just so worn out from this. Oh, damn, I didn't know it was going to be like dark.
Okay, first thing I want to say, I googled what pendeja was, and it's an asshole.
Sorry, I pronounced it super wrong. I'm so sorry. I thought it was an English word.
All good.
But it was not.
It means asshole.
Okay, but asshole, not whore.
Okay, I think we should start from the beginning.
That was a lot to read. I was like, whoa, where's this going?
Yeah, that was like a whole movie.
Different story, yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. So first of all, you shouldn't be blaming yourself for how she's reacting because first it was your friends that triggered her feeling awkward, not you.
Yeah, your crush.
Yeah, because she was having a good time with you. And her being awkward doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't like you. Yeah. Because it just, like, the situation itself was awkward and maybe her way of coping with awkwardness is just shutting off. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I wouldn't jump to the conclusion where like, oh my gosh, she hates me, she doesn't like me anymore, she's not gonna talk to me anymore, because like she could just be taking time for herself to be like, okay, that was weird, I don't want to be in that situation again.
I think it was more, it wasn't, you're not the problem, but it was more the bullying and like embarrassing her. That was the issue. Yeah, I don't, exactly. Like it was more the people teasing, you know, in high school, it's kind of like hard to deal with that. And and like stick up for it. So it was probably, that's why she probably stopped like talking to you regularly.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't put
Maybe
a
just
pin
go
in
up
it.
to her, yeah, and like
She's
start
on vacation
talking
right now, Afi. She's in New
Oh,
York.
it's true. She's on March
Yeah.
break.
But I
Damn,
would
fly
talk
to
to her
New York.
yeah. But I would talk to her when she comes back and just be like,
Mm-hmm.
just clear the air with her. You don't have to talk about your feelings right away. I would just be like, hey, listen, like I just enjoy your company. I don't want things to be awkward from whatever that was. You know what I mean?
Technically, she's probably back already because I don't know when this was written.
Okay, she could be back. I hope you have an update for us then.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly what Kathy said. Like whenever they're back, or if you haven't done it yet, like just go up to them, talk to them, and screw those stupid high schoolers. Like, you're not even gonna talk to them after that. They're just assholes that have no, unless they're your friends, but like they're not good friends, and they won't make a difference. You're never gonna remember. Like, just do what you have to do, and try to go somewhere where like they're not gonna bug you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe like talk online, like I don't know, like
that
video chat, and so that way like it's not like school is not the so exchange like information like Instagrams or whatever you guys are using, but
just DM each other.
Exactly. DM each other.
Oh my god.
Snapchat, so it deletes the messages.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to see.
No, we're stopping Snapchat. No,
I know.
Can't do that.
No Snapchat.
In terms of the family situation, that is a very hard situation to be in. But in terms of what your mom said about you, I feel like every time a parent is like super angry and like they see that the child is like not doing well or something, they always like, it's always a thing where they're like, oh, I had it worse than you, so you shouldn't feel like this. No, your feelings are valid. We have parents. We've been there.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel small. You shouldn't like downplay how you're feeling just because your parents had it worse. Because this is your truth. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think you can be grateful about what you have compared to maybe like what others have. Like there's a difference between grateful and dismissing your feelings because they're smaller problems. I don't think they're smaller problems. I think they're different issues. Exactly. And it's not your fault. You didn't have to immigrate from another country or escape at a war. Like that is not obviously your fault. And you may not be dealing with those specific struggles, but you're dealing with other struggles that are still real and still very hard in this like type of environment, whatever environment you're in, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's not cool. That's like emotional manipulation. Like
exactly.
That I feel like a lot of parents do that, and they're like, "Oh, but I had it worse than that." But that's like the shittiest way to parent and to make your kids like.
Exactly, and I think oftentimes that comment comes out when they're just super frustrated that they can't even listen to anyone. So as soon as you say something, that's their like attack mechanism. Yeah,
and they think we're being like spoiled because we're like complaining about like them arguing, but like at the end of the day, this is very crucial to your child's like the way your child is growing up and like what they're gonna remember, how they're gonna just become like it becomes such a big part of you, like what you witnessed, like the love between your parents and like whether they love or don't love, whether they show affection, like it's actually like it does shape you in some way, you know. So it has a big impact. Like I don't think people realize that, but it's very and I think like I don't know what you could do so that your parents like don't have this impact on you. Like eventually move out if you can, because
I think it's a super hard situation to deal with. And like I know you said like you went in the kitchen just so it wouldn't escalate, but like yes, you being there could have an impact on how they react, but also it could not, and then you're just putting yourself in a situation to like see what you don't want to see.
Yeah, true. And I know he was trying to protect them too, because they were like getting, it was like the argument was getting heated.
But it's also not your job to do that.
To go in between.
You shouldn't put that.
I guess because it was like physical, or whatever. They were. He called her name, and then she threw tomatoes, as she should. But also, if you can afford it, if you have access to like anything that's free or whatever, therapy for sure. Because I know you said you were dealing with depression, so that's definitely. I don't know. Maybe you could tell your parents about it, because your mom said something about knowing what you've been going through or something like that. But I don't know what they meant.
I wouldn't.
Maybe not fully, because I don't know how open. Maybe try to see if you can find something that's accessible, or maybe a friend can help you.
There's that website BetterHelp. I don't know how much it is, but apparently it's like a cheaper alternative. Or you might have resources at school. Like there might be a guidance counselor that does it. But like, it's a guidance counselor out of school.
Yo, honestly, I wonder at that point, I didn't even know what psychology and therapy was. Like, I was like, who the heck is the guidance? Like, I know. When did we even go to the guidance counselor? What did our high school guidance counselor even do? Did they come into our class to talk to us? I never went. But honestly, yeah.
I have no idea.
I think I went actually like once or twice. I don't even remember. But,
I think, like, for high school, I think it's more like career advice that you'd go to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But maybe they do offer like help.
Help. Like, if you're going through stuff. There's even this thing called Empower Me, which I'm going to be using. But I think it's kind of like BetterHelp also because it's online and it connects you to different counselors around the world. I'm pretty sure. Or I think it's maybe specific to Canada, but you're in Toronto, so that I think you'll be fine. But yeah, I think it's like a cheap alternative too. So definitely look into that. I'm sorry, that really sucks. Yeah. I'm sorry for everyone here.
Honestly, like, it's a rough situation for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that pretty much sums up that episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a blast listening to these stories, and I don't know. It's just like it's like an easy time. Not easy, but like...
We won't say blast, but like, yeah, it's like they're funny moments. Obviously, some of them are more sensitive. Yeah. So it's hard to like talk about them too because they're sad and the person living them it's harder for them too. Yeah. But it creates like, maybe awareness in some ways too. So
for sure. But I do feel like these kind of episodes are more lighthearted. So it's like a nice break from some of our more serious episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know if you want to continue seeing these Reddit reaction videos. I think they're super fun. And we might start doing themed ones. So if you want to see that, let us know what kind of themes you want to see. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Wild Thoughts Pod and on TikTok with the same user. And follow us individually. Everything's linked down below as always. And that's it. So I hope you guys like the episode. Bye.